All right. Ahoy and good day, Internet. Today we are, well, for this session, we are going to be accepting ourselves. Well, I've already sent myself an invite into my guild. I'm going to show you how to get into your guild and get into your housing. This is going to be a housing and guild hall little tutorial if you already have a guild hall on a server. So we will get right into it. Going there, we will do. There we go. All right, so this is a brand new character. Where we left off was all I have done is just created the character. I haven't accepted anything other than the guild invite off of a dual boxed account, my main account. This is my sister's old account that has a veteran bonus and she doesn't use it anymore, so I'm making use of it. And we are going to start from scratch on this one, just the freebie stuff. But so I logged into my main account and gave myself an invite into my guild, the Saints of Sin. And from here, what we are going to do, since this is a veteran account, where we're going to start is we are going to start with a slash claim. That's one of the things you really want to start doing if you have a veteran account. If you have a brand new account, it's you're not going to have any of this stuff. But this is a 15 to 20-year-old account. Really not sure. Let's see. High for inventory because I already set my buttons for that. That's ooh, 6,523 days. I'll just pull the calculator up real quick. 6,523 divided by 365. This is a 17.87 year account. So, not quite 20 on this one, but we should have all of the veteran rewards that we want to use. This is almost an 18-year-old account. We are good. I've already moved some spells around. I already know this is a heal because it just went in the hands. I have some Inquisitor experience. I know that this is one of my strikes. Interrupts target, 50% chance. Yeah, as you can see, this I haven't paid for an account for 20 some years. Wow. Probably about 17 because we have bought an accounts and we did used to pay the all the nonsense of the monthly fee and all of that. So here's Smite of Consistency, and it inflicts 6 magic damage on target right now. And then we got the interrupt 50% chance and 10 12. So we don't have anything. I moved my sprint over here. I'll probably never use it, and I usually move my bars over here. Again, I do recommend getting the Profit UI. You can get that off of like EQ2 interface.com, I believe it is. Another great thing to get is EQ2maps.com. Download that stuff so you can have all these points of interest on ease. But the EQ2i or EQ2interface.com and get the Profit UI gives you some very nice, it's nice and streamlined, and you can get yourself um, some good hot bars. I have mine set up a specific way just for convenience. This is how I like to play, so I can dual box, have everything set up. I might link at some point in one of these videos, have a link down below in the description for If you would like to download my interface setup, I may try at some point to get that going. I am still relatively new to the whole streaming scene and recording scene and video scene, but we will try and grow. So from here, as I was saying, we're going to get into the guild. We're going to get into our housing. What we needed to do was slash claim again, so I can get that window back up. Now I do know that I have an awful lot. We should have up to the 11 year, yeah, 12 year. I think 12 year was the cutoff of when they were actually giving veteran rewards. Who knows if it'll come back up again in the future. But we have a lot of rewards. Right now, all I'm really going to do is get my housing options taken care of. So then I don't have to. You can get into a main town and rent yourself a house, but in order to, you have an upkeep on all of that. If you have a rented house in a town, I know that with my main account with the veteran rewards, I have a free house and I have a free starter tutorial island. But I don't have to pay any upkeep, and I still have plenty of places to place all my housing items, and I will be just fine. Plus, I have them spread out amongst many characters on uh, 3 separate accounts now. So I have plenty of spaces to put all my housing items, and I have some pretty nice houses, again, that we will end up likely doing some tours of in the future. But for right now, what we're going to get into is we are going to go down the list here and find the ones that have our veteran housing. You believe I know 11 years, one of them. If you see right here, Isle of Refuge, Prestige Home, Deed of Ownership, and a Veteran Award, Isle of Refuge Relation Pack. So we're going to get the 11 year, and we're going to claim that for our island. I believe it is, we're going to scroll down in this list, and we're going to find 7 year. There, this by signing this contract, the bearer will be granted ownership of a Mistmore Craig's estate. Henceforth, the bearer agrees to all provisions contained within the document, which is in very, very fine print. You may find the entrances in either South Kinos or South Freeport. Kinos would be if you were a good race. We are an evil race, so we will go to South Freeport. And the maximum number of placed items, including prior to uh, expanders, is 900. We're not really, we're barely going to get close to that 900, but we are going to claim this one as well from our claim window. So those are our 2 houses that I know that we have. We will have plenty of room between the two. That's 1,800 housing items. It should be more than enough. If it's not enough, there are options to get other housing in the future. So now that we have gotten ourselves those, we are going to hit D to open our bags. And there are our deeds. Well, here's our deed for our Mistmore Craig's estate. We're going to right click that. We're going to go to redeem. Because once claimed, this house may be purchased from the housing portal area in either the city of Kinos or the city of Freeport. That's if you're good, or if you're bad. Are you sure you would like to claim the deed for the Mistmore Craig's estate? We are going to go with yes. This way we have a house that does not require any upkeep. You may now access your Mistmore Craig's estate from the city of Kinos or the city of... Perfect. So we still have our bags open. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to right click our veteran 11-year reward. We're going to unpack that, and that's going to give us our deed for our island, which we are going to redeem. Yes. Okay. And leave this at the bottom of our bag for right now, as we will unpack this later, and that's going to give us a whole bunch of stuff to put on our island or in our house. Likely we're going to put it in. So, all right, with that done, from this area right here, we're not going to be able to access our guild hall or our housing. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our map. We are currently in the Dark Light Wood because that's where we started out, being our Arsai. That was our choice to start here. And what we're going to find is our Nereak portal right over here. Click that. Oh, back to Dark Light Wood. So instead of clicking that, we're going to click this right here. So it gives us a waypoint. So when you click things on the map, if you don't click the arrows to open up the next map, what you'll get is this nice little Donnie Darko soul waypoint finder that you can follow that will lead us there. We are currently level 1, so there's a good chance we might die on our way into town, but we need to make ourselves into town just so we can stay at level 1. So when our friend joins us, we can join him. This is just getting into our housing and our guild hall, which we need to make it into a main town in order to do and finish claiming, etc. There's a question mark. We'll be getting that later. We will be returning to this point, but for right now, we are going to try and run through everything the best that we can. These don't have yellow borders across their names, so they are not kill on sight. Going to keep running in a north direction. If you look up here at the top center here with the Prophet UI, we do have our compass right up there. So we're just going to keep following this path until we get into Nereak. And once we are in Nereak, which is right there ahead of us, we will be able to get into our guild hall or teleport into Freeport so we can claim our housing. So we are now in Nereak. Open my map again. I do know that we need to get down into the docks, which the docks should be right down in here. The easiest way, we are going to click this Indigo Brotherhood right here. We are up here where this little chevron is. Red chevron is where we're at. We are basically going to keep heading south until we are in this area so we can get to the bell situation. But we do have our path, so we will just keep following this path. I'll scroll out so we can see the beauty of Nereak. Guards, you can click guards. Features, see how it turns into a little telescope when I mouse over them. That is so you can find certain people. We won't need that, but it is a useful tip for the future if that's something you would like to get into. Now we're going to just keep following our little soul waypoint here. Run through beautiful Nereak. Which, if you are a good character and you're trying to run through here, these guards will one-shot you in a heartbeat. So we do know that we can make it to Nereak without any nonsense even being level 1. And we are at the... Got So, but we are close because we do need to be down here at these docks. That is what we were really looking for. Looking on my little mini map here. There we go. Look at that. Already level 2, and all I did was run through this town. It's going to go rather quickly. Being on a veteran account, I will have access to some XP potions, etc. We'll have to remind Jub that if his plan is to go for a level 1 character with a maxed out trade skill, you might have a little difficulty to do that running through a town just on Discovery XP alone. All right, so what we are at here is the voyage through Norath main bell. This will take us to many, 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 many places. This is you will find this bell in most of your new cities. Being in Neriak, I could just go buy a rental house, but we do need to be in Freeport to access our housing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Freeport because we are an evil class, and this would be our main conglomerate of all evil classes. Freeport is our town. We cannot go to Kinos because we are an evil class. If you are neutral, you usually get a choice between Freeport or going to Kinos. Up until a certain level, they won't kill you. If you are a good class, though, you will be able to go to Kinos and not Freeport. Evil classes, you can go to Freeport, you cannot go to Kinos. Your neutral classes usually have a chance of going to many different zones. They're like the Ixar and other classes do have some different starting points that you can choose. Uh, Again, Neriak is my favorite, so I will probably end up setting my blind point in Neriak regardless of where I end up. It's because it's my preferred way of playing. I get an extra portal to anywhere I want to go, and I can still go to my guild hall. So if you have a guild hall, it doesn't really matter. I will show you tricks on how to get into your guild halls, and if your guild hall is up to snuff and you have all the portals, it won't matter. You can teleport to anywhere you want to. You won't have access to that with a brand new character, no guild, but it can be worked up to. Or if you get yourself into Halls of Fate, you are always welcome in the Saints of Sin, as long as you follow some very, very simple family guild rules. So we are going to select Freeport here from our main map, and we are going to hit OK, just so we can get into there, and I can start collecting its houses. So Slums to Riches, this is our other, if you would like to get a house for Freeport, we're just going to accept it, just because we're going to accept everything on this character, and we are going to try our best to do every quest we possibly can up until level cap. So, there we go. Look at that. Level 3. All I did was go into 2 towns. Alright, so, we will... This is a bell right here to travel within Freeport. The bell does look different than the voyage through Norath. Norath is the name of the entire world. So if we wanted to go anywhere in the entire world, most of our spots are here at this main voyage through Norath bell. You can find this in most of your main cities. Freeport and Enos are big enough that they have this alternate bell at multiple places where you can travel within said zone. Here we can go to the Sunken City, the Graveyard, North Freeport, Common Lands Portal, West Freeport, East Freeport, South Freeport, the Sprawl, the Ruins. I do know that we do need to just stay right where we are here in South Freeport, so we don't need to transport anywhere. But should you need to, those are the bells to do so. What we're going to do is we're going to run right through here because of the guild hall that our guild has. And we worked up towards the high keep tier 3. Just need to go up these stairs. Going up the stairs. This one, and take a left here. What this tells you here is our prestige housing portal. I do know that it looks basically like this in Kinos as well. But you will be able to type that in, if you, especially if you get EQ2 maps. Go over your mini map here. It says right here, Prestige Housing Portal. If we go into our map and we start typing Prestige, we hit this little magnifying glass. There we go. Freeport Prestige Housing Portal. Now, if we click on that, if you look down here, it starts blinking. Zoom in on your map. They both blink here. And then if we wanted a waypoint, we could just click on said thing, click our little X here. It would bring us a waypoint to this portal. So you can do that from wherever you zone in. But since we have already opened our bags with B and we have selected our deeds, what we can do here is we can click on this siege housing. What we're going to do is we're going to scroll down. This is all the stuff that you can buy if you want to use real money. If you have a veteran account like we have here, what we are going to do is we are going to get our Isle of Refuge, if you remember. Isle of Refuge prestige housing. It says our price is 0 upkeep. And you must have a deed of ownership before you can claim this. You can buy this with your Daybreak coins, but if you have a veteran account like we do and you already have the deed, this is how we are going to buy it. We're going to do this. We're going to go to Isle of Refuge. We're going to go to access. That's going to put up Isle of Refuge prestige home. Price 0, upkeep 0. Vendor and vault slot 6. Additional requirements: you must have a deed of ownership, which we do. So we have a lit up buy button. We are going to claim our button. All right, now from here, what I'm going to do, since I have a second one, is I'm going to close this. I am going to re-click on this prestige housing. And what we are going to do is we're going to scroll down until we see the Mistmore Craig's Estate. That was our second one that we got from Veteran Rewards. We have a deed for this, so we are going to access this like the other one. I'm going to buy that one. So now we have a house, we have our own island, and we have our guild hall, all which we can get into. Our estate of Mistmore, we can get a portal for that. We can put that in our guild hall. We can go to our Stevenson's Isles of Refuge prestige home. We can also get a portal for that, and we can put that in our guild hall. But for our guild hall, we will have to buy some guild doors with some status points. We will build up status points later on, or if you have another character on another account that has status points that you can buy a guild door, you can give them trustee access into your home, and they can place, you can place your own, or if you have a guild mate, they can place a door to the guild hall in one of your homes, and then you can work that all out. So I will show you how I like to set all of this up, so then I have access to everything. So the first thing we're going to go to, since now we have our house and our estate and our guild hall access, we can enter all of these now. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close this for right now. So if you are in Freeport and you set your bind point here in front of this, you can always click this and this will pull up this housing and leaderboards window. So you can go to my houses and that will list all of the houses that you own. And if you, as long as you are in a main city like Neriak or Tomorrow's Deep or Kinos or um, Freeport, you will have access to just be able to enter any of these houses as long as you are in a main city. Another way to get at that, since I just closed that. So if you set your bind point somewhere else in a main city, like I will be setting Neriak, what you can do is you can hit your I have bound mine to I, but default is C for character window. I open my character window and I will go down to housing. And then it doesn't matter which one of these, since I have already access to these. If I got a rental house, it would pull up an access button here. So I have either of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the access button on this bottom one. That is going to pull up my house button. So I can travel to any one of my Hell of Refuge, my estate, my guild hall, whichever one that I would like right now. So the other way, so what I am going to do currently, I would like to make myself be in. Now that I've claimed my houses, what I'm going to do, claim them from there. I am going to go set my bind point in Neriak at the bell. I'm just going to travel back down over these. All right, and this is the main building. You can go around that wall. There's another set of bells over there. It's just fine. You can use whatever. But what I want to find is this Voyage to Norath bell. I'm going to click that one. That's going to give us our Neriak City of Hate. We're going to go here. All right, and now that we are Neriak, right at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit A for my knowledge book, which is my spell book. And we are under our abilities tab, right? Two is, oh, no, right here on our first page, we're going to go to set recall point. That one, because I know I'm going to end up with 3 ports home, I set this one here on my 10th bar, all the way on the right for a set recall point. Because I can set this one, and whenever I set this recall point, that is going to be whatever my call to home button right here will take me. This one I always put right under my set recall point. Being an Inquisitor, I'm going to end up with a spell called Odyssey that I will put right here. That one is a quicker, minimal cooldown on how fast you can set that one. And then I will put my call to guild hall once we're in there on this one. So what I do here, since I've dragged those into the hotbar, when I portal in, I'm right here by this bell. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my set recall point. As you see, I've got this set up so it will sit here and cast. And once that is set, now that is cast, I'll go to my game window here. Waypoint is set. A whistle will appear and lead you when you are close enough to your destination. NPC. Spirit has been bound to this location. Back to my guild window here, because that's where I have my tells and my group chat and everything. I can keep track of my guild. So now whenever I click this button right here, or if I open my K button and I hit my call to home, it will take me right here to this spot. So now that I have done that and my regular recall to home button is set, because I have set my recall point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit I or my inventory. You maybe see on your computer for character window. I'm going to go to housing. I go to access. I'm going to go into my guild hall since I've already accepted my guild. So that's going to zone us into my restored High Keep Guild Hall Tier 3. We worked very hard for, we ground it up so we could pay our status and we could get certain stones in order to get this guild hall. We used to have a Nereak guild hall, which worked just fine for many, many years. But when we returned 5 to 7 years ago, which we took another break, we did build up the guild hall and I have decorated it thusly. So, when you have a guild hall already, the way I have this one set up, we have some things that we can do. This is the zone in of our current guild hall. I have a teleport right there. But when you get a guild hall, you will get this fantastic little deal here that you will be able to place in your guild hall. And this is going to bind us. I put a call to guild hall. This is going to attune us to this guild. This little statue is going to look like this no matter what guild hall you put it. I believe you can only one. So what I am going to do is I am going to click on this. Boom, and that gave me this right here, the call to guild hall. So now I have a secondary call. I examine this. So it's got a recast of 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, I can recall straight to this guild hall. Otherwise, I can bounce to my recall point. Examine this one. That'll tell me. This has got a 30-minute recap. So 30 minutes, I can go back to my recall point at Nereak or wherever I do, and I will be able to use this. And every 15 minutes, this will refresh, and I will be able to call back to my guild hall. It does make teleporting around the world of Norath so much easier. Just being bound to a guild hall and having your recall point set at right in front of a regular world bell. So that is fantastic. We got that taken care of. We now have our call to home set, and we also have our call to guild hall acquired. So this is our guild hall for the Saints of Sin. You can do all sorts of stuff here. I've tried to decorate it. Like I said, I pulled everything out of our old guild hall and remade this bad boy. What I like to do is our entrance hall here has got everything that we need from our mender right here. It does pop up some messages if you look in this general area, if you see where my cursor is right now. If you look in this general area, it will pop up certain messages when you get close to things. Taking a lot of design and a lot of tweaking, but I think we have ourselves a very good guild hall. But when you do zone into the guild hall, it does see right here, entrance to portals. Don't forget to resupply and mend. So if you needed to mend, we have our mender right here. If you need to chrono yourself down to a certain level, you can go to your chrono mage here. If you were doing adventure writs, you can do them with Lilith here. We also have the Sin banner right there. And then, like, most of the other things that you can click on in this entrance area are all tele. The guild strategist, this guy gives us a flag that we can put down that if you'd like, you can send them to a rally. You can send yourself to a rally point. You can put the flag down in a certain area, and then anybody that's in the guild hall, if you're trying to get the group together, etc., they can just go to the rally point and it'll go to wherever you put the flag in the world. Um, Saves on teleportation. We've got our regular voyage through Norath. He works like that regular world bell. We can go to most anything in this area. If we can't go there, this carpet does take us to certain areas. If I step onto this carpet by right clicking it, it'll take us to like sinking sands. We also have our druid portals. You can ask her to open a druid portal by right clicking on her. Open the druid portal. This will take you to any of the druid portals in these certain areas. Some of them are different. Best for the Kunzar jungle, you can only get through your druid portal. We also have our wizard portal right here. And if we wanted, we can right click him and we can ask him to open a portal. He's got some Vesper Isles. As you see, Kunzar jungle isn't on the wizard fire. But, you know, all of these areas we can just bounce around. You just have to check whether it's this guy, your wizard's portal, wizard spire, or your druid portal, or this carpet to get ourselves to Majdul. I also have set up all the rest of these this flag and these obelisks here will take you to certain places. If you go mouse over these, this one will take us to the High Keep Vesper Isles with this pink one. This flag here, we click on it, it'll take us to Sky Shrine. We've got this green one here over this plaque right here. It tells us that this one will take us to Plains. We got some more here with some signs here. This one will take us to the Myris, the Great Library. If we click on that bad boy, did try my best to tag all of these. This will take us to the Portal Mists, start location of any expansion. This one, Plane of Magic and Valor. 3 more here. This will take us to Slumbra. This will take us to the Cobalt Star. Depending on what quest you're on, and if you can't find it on those main 3 guys over there, you can usually come back and keep going. This will take us to the Tranquil Sea. I mean, we've got many ports. Just about every one that you can have, we worked up and made it work. This one will take us to the Sadal and the Obelisk Frontier. This one does change down the line after you finish some quests off that we just finished on our main tunes. Then we have all of our altars back here for your gods, which will give you some buffs. These guys right there. Guild Prophet. These ones, this tree and these altars will give you some buffs if you need them. We don't need them. This right here is our portal to our main housing. So if I needed to, I can just go to this, which we will end up doing here in a little bit. And then this one, I still have some space to fill out, but this portal right here, if I right click it, I can portal, or I can examine it, and it says that in order to safely travel through the void portal, you must be at least 75. Void portal was captured from the palace of Verzul, still maintaining a link to the void. So we could click on this or right click on it and travel to a void. So this is our main teleporter room. That'll take us anywhere we want. Plus you got your main startup. Everything here in the entrance that you could want. You could pick up some snowballs. Or I do believe this one right here has got some portals that you can set these little bad boys up. I do have these little teleportation pads set up so we can go to different sections of this area. It lets me set up 8, so I have all 8 set. We have a backdoor quarters. A lot of these are just quick teleports to get to other people's housings. This one has got Zerios and Jubs. The casino and taverns, casino and tavern, the kitchen and stables, or kitchen and stables. I tried to name them as easily as I could. Grand library and trophies is our trophy room in a grand library, which my houses tend to be at the back of that. Our crew quarters is everybody else right at the top. I will get through and do all of these, but for right now, we will do a tour in the future. But for right now, we're going to go to the Grand Library and trophies, so I can set this character's portals right by my main character. So this is our Grand Library and our trophy room. These are all the trophies that we've gotten from killing names, etc., and making trophy stands. I still have some on, but I need trophy stands in order to place up here. But kill the main dragons, etc., you'll end up with a whole bunch of these heads. So we'll go to our grand library. I go back here where I have all mine set. Start getting our prestige home, or get our island and our house set up here. So this is the little back room that I have set up with my portals to my main characters. Well, there's the personal tutorial island. He's got a Kromzak keep. I have a state of unrest, and I also have everything else that I can get to from this personal tutorial island. But for this character, I think I'm just going to place his portal right here in order to get to his personal tutorial island. So I'm going to hit I or C on yours if you have it at default. Character window, I'm going to go to housing. I'm going to hit one of the access buttons, it doesn't matter. We're going to go to the Isle of Prestige, get that portal. Close this window. Close this window. Open my bag. And right here in the first slot of the bag is my tutorial island portal. Right click that. I'm going to place it. Move our mouse around. So bad boy. Currently holding Alt. Tap it again. So we can set it in place. See if it'll let me place it up here. There's the sound, it's not gonna let me. Get it to place. Looks like it popped forward. Hit Control to roll its elevation. Roll up on our mouse wheel to there. Click. Click down. No. Down. No. So it lets us place it. Now I have checked it. Now I am going to set this personal tutorial island up to go to everything else. That's my main personal tutorial island. So for my personal tutorial island, click on that. There's the portal. It's going to take us in. Let that load, and we will. What we're going to do is we're going to place our Mistmore portal inside of this Isle of Refuge. So then, as long as we go back to our main refuge prestige home, our main island, we will be able to portal to our main house. Our house is going to reside inside of our island. The worst comes to worst, we just come to our personal island. Now, there are many ways that you can do this. You could place a whole bunch of portals to your own house on this island. What I like to do, I like to come here, and I like to cover every door that it doesn't, it's a door, but as you see, as I mouse over, it's not really letting me go anywhere. So, what I am going to do is I'm going to open my character window. I'm going to go to housing. I'm going to access whatever. Access this one, the bottom one, so it pops up this housing and leaderboards. So now I got my Demon Sins estate selected, and then we're going to get our portal right here just by clicking it once. Close, we're going to close, we're going to open our bags. Here is our portal. We're going to place this portal. Our scroll wheel to try and flatten it out the best we can. Bring it down till it starts looking like it's coming forward. Line it up. There we go. So now it has placed that one in front of that door. Just so, you know, I see a door. It's got a portal on it, sure. Actually, we're going to right-click that. We're going to move it down here so it looks like it's start coming forward. We're going to hold Shift. Make it smaller. So it fits within. Just part of decorating. So it looks like it's start coming forward. It's right there. That's the point that's forward. I'm actually going to hold Control and mouse up, center it, because I got the OCD. There we go. Now it let me place it like right there. So now, when I come onto the boat here, the ship, see this, and if I click this, this will take me to my Mistmore Craig's estate. But before I go and do that, I am going to jump out here onto the dock. I'm going to place another couple of portals just so I can get to my main house. So if I come over here, this is the main portal for my island here. If I click on this, it's going to open my housing window, deposits, history, access, items, yada, yada, yada. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give my main account, Demon Sin, trusty access. I'm going to hit set. Boom. Now if I can come into this island with my main character, and if I buy, since he's got status points, if I buy a guild door, I can put it in here and teleport from this island into my guild hall, and there's no issues. So it's just kind of extending my call home, my call to guild hall, etc. Because I can set my call to home inside of my island here and still call to my guild hall where I can teleport anywhere I'd like. So we are just extending our teleport possibilities by doing this. So ultimately, what I'd want to do is give trustee access to all of my characters, all of my friends' characters. Um, in between the characters that are on this account, they all have access to this. So my sister's old character will still have access to this island. Um, any other character, the other Inquisitor that I made on this account will have access to this island by default because they are all characters on this account. However, if you do another account, if you give trustee access to another account, you're going to have to go through and name all of the characters in order to give them trustee access. But for right now, I know my main one is Demon Sin, and we're going to give Jub trustee access as well. And I am also going to go with this Daemonics, as he should be the one that has the a state of unrest, and then we can get portals in between all of those houses set up on each island. All right, so now I've got a couple of them that have their access from here. I am also going to open my character window again. I for me might be C for you if you didn't change it. We're going to go to housing, access this bottom one. State of this is my estate of Mistmore. Portal. Close those. There's our portal in our bags. Place. And I usually just do these kind of side by side-ish, slight angle. So now I can access this house. I can also access this secondary house to get into my Craig's estate. I already clicked it, so I will just set up my portal here so I can go back to my island. Down the line, I will probably also log into my other characters and place their portals within these zones so I can transfer and give them trustee, or give this character trustee access to those other accounts so he can go to those houses, and then we can, there's an unlimited amount of stacking of housing and teleportation that we are going to get done. So usually in these Mistmore estates, what I end up doing is I will put a guild door here. See where my cursor is? I'll put a guild house door here, and then portals to my other houses here. So the first one we're going to do, we're going to close our bags with that. Character window, we're going to go to housing again. Go to access. Oh, we don't want the second one because that opens this estate. Top one. So that gives us our options of my Isle of Refuge. So we're going to get our portal for the Isle of Refuge. We're going to open our bags with B. Isle of Refuge. We're going to that bad boy right here, center of this wall the best we can. Mouse down until it starts moving forward at you. Seeing everything. go. Nice and flush with the wall. I can deal with that. And then when I bring the other characters in, I will probably put them up the other portals around in these corners. So now, as long as we are in our state of unrest, and portal to our tutorial island. Just like that. Just that easy. Now that we are on our tutorial island, I will probably buy a couple of guild doors to take care of the island and our normal house. But all just so I can fine tune. Holding your Alt key will let you fine tune your angle of these portals. Want it a little bit closer, a little bit flusher. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so now as long as we're on our island, we can go to our Mistmore Craig's estate. And from our Mistmore Craig's estate, we can go to our island. So there's 2 portals taken care of. We will get other stuff that we can put in here. Some housing items that we will be able to teleport to zones, etc. But for right now, we've got these 2 set up. But another thing that I like to do is go here. So this Prestige Island of Refuge here is a replica of the starter zone for all of your new characters from back in the day. Now, if we go in here, in this tower, and we go into our basement, this is where I like to set up all my crafting and stuff like that. It's a nice quiet zone. We can set up some more portals. I'll probably put our guild hall door here, like I did in my other house. And then some more portals to the other zones here. Just so we can get it all set up. So we are on our Prestige Island. I'm going to open my window. I'm going to go to housing again. We're going to go to the second one because we want the estate. We're going to get this portal, put it in our bags. It is up here in the bag. Place this bad mamma jamma right here. We're going to have to rotate it a little bit so it flushes out. It's fairly even. We're going to turn it out the best we can. This pops up. We're nice and flush with the wall. Perfect. So now, even if we're down here, we can go to our Mistmore estate. And then once I get the guild doors set up, we will be able to go to... Well, that just clicked behind me. But we will be able to go to our guild as well. I will probably also work up some city tokens since it's the beginning of the month. And then we will get some teleport pads. I like to put here and be able to teleport to the 4 sections and the out of bounds area of all of my Mistmore Craig's estates. So we will have a video on how to do that as well down the line. But for right now, we are all set up in this. What I am going to do is this. Click this main door. Going to give us the option to leave our house. And we can either go to our Isle of Refuge, or we can go to the city of Freeport. I want to go to the city of Freeport so I can get back Iriac. So that brought us to this prestige house portal. We are going to go back down to the bottom here. We're going to get ourselves back into the starter zone. So that's how to get your housing and your guild hall all taken care of. Go back down here. We're going to go to Neriac. Right, so this is exactly where we set our recall point, so it won't matter anymore. We will go to this main one here, and then actually, because we need to get to Darklight Wood, we need to run through this zone, not teleport. There's no telling if our friend Job will end up starting in Neriac as well. It all depends on his character, but we are going to go to the Darklight Wood here. I am going to select that guy back there, so we got our waypoint. We're just going to follow that waypoint until we get back to Darklight Wood, and we're going to go right back to the starting zone. That's here. We're going to go right back to the starting point. So all we've really done is gone into Neriac and Freeport. We got our housing taken care of. And we've got some quick teleports taken care of for now. Once I hit a certain level, I should get the Odyssey spell for the Inquisitor, and then I will be able to send either Jub or myself back to our recall point real quick for free, and that will all be taken care of. And once we get a decent amount of level, I will probably make a video on how to get, well, I have a mercenary that we'll do a mercenary video. I have a mercenary I can get with my claiming of a veteran award. But I do prefer, there's Kenny, there's Parent Wanderhoof, and then there's Matri Dutra. They are some special ones that have very good spells. Two of them are healers, one of them is a mage, and they work very well with my character selections. You don't really have to level them up. They come up with fabled. They come as a fabled, and you just have to collect them from certain spots. They are special, and they work very, very well in combination with new characters. But we will have a video on how to do all of that coming up. So I do know that we were back down here. Just run ourselves back there, and we will camp and stop these videos, and we will pick up on this character when what we're doing when we've got the job tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, when he starts his character. We'll get him all caught up, and then we will start running as much timeline as we can to get everything caught up and give you a full experience of what it's like to start a new character in 2024, almost 2025. Just going back to our starter zone. If I remember correctly, we should have been about right here when we zoned back. When we zoned into this. Yep, there's our guy behind us for the harvesting and collections. There's our first set of quests. All right, so now we know how to get ourselves started, new character, and we know how to get ourselves into a guild if you have a guild on said server that you started on, and get your housing if you have a veteran award. Other than that, we will catch up the next time. I'd like to thank you all for joining us, and we will catch back up in the next video and stream. I'm going to try and video and stream all of these just so we can get a nice how-to set of videos. We also got some new spells that we're going to have to end up moving around and everything like that. And we will try and I'm going to try and record everything I do on this character. But at the same time, I'm going to try and keep this character in line with Jub, my friend, the best that I can. So until the next time, thank you for joining. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to try and get this up on YouTube as well so we don't lose these videos. And I will probably use these as refining videos as well for how-tos and tutorials. And we will get this all situated and get everybody playing this 20-year-old MMO once again, because it is a great MMO. One of the firsts, and it probably will not be one of the last. They're still updating this. And who knows, maybe they'll go with EverQuest 3 one day and this will all pay off. But until then, thanks again for joining us, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.